should be live. Fantastic. First time on a Tuesday. Let's move this. Maybe that way. Perfect. Oh, my body hurts. All right, all right, all right. Should be live. Fantastic. First. All right, share. Let me post this all over. Hello, Shamira. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are going great. Uh, just looking through random stuff, posting all day, getting things ready. I'm doing well. I just ran and did yoga and all this stuff. I doubt he's on this board. I'm gonna have to look at all the stuff he's doing, but he's on watch right now. Big ups to Anthony. 10th grade class has finished all of his assignments for my class so far. Big ups to him. Uh, hope you guys 4 p.m. Questions, comments, or concerns? All right. Let's see if this sends out. The Schoology thing sends out at the proper time. You never know with Schoology these days. All right. Well, a few things real quickly. Claire, I did get your message. Currently doing this. I literally just got it right before I was gonna get live. I posted it on Schoology, the whole long message at the end, and like the where it says, uh, in the emergency learning plan folder where it says start here instructions. It says that I'll be doing my lives on Tuesday and Thursday. I figured it would take you guys a while to figure that out too. I'm not like super worried about it. Yeah, it was in that Schoology message at 1 a.m. exactly. Uh, but I did get your message literally like right before I signed on. I will look at that essay. It shouldn't be too big of a deal to look at it, and I'll make sure to. Well, not right now. Yeah, I sent a Schoology. I was joking. I sent a Twitter message about it too. That it was funny because I posted that Schoology thing at 1 a.m. and like I've had the most kids interact with a Schoology. Hello, Rainy. Schoology message ever. So once again, proving my point that the school start times should have been higher, and I was correct because naturally, it's like the biological clock of students is different. They go to bed later. They want to wake up later. Moving school start times later is a good choice. Just facts. Yes, this one. Okay. I'm also, so you guys know, eating my lunch right now. My vegetables, I already had my chicken. This is broccoli, bell peppers, carrots, Yeah. Don't be impressed. It's from a microwavable pack. While we're here, Claire, since I don't know the exact details of this this one, and you're watching, so it's easy to say, does this essay have a does this essay have words? I'm thinking a word count, like a minimum words, or it says brief essay, right? Just brief essay, I think. Yeah, literally, I got your Schoology message literally like right before I signed on. It was funny because I got it like 4 ways because I had Schoology open, my email open, and it was on my phone, so I got it 3 times telling me that you sent me a Schoology message. So it says just brief. Okay. Alright, so you're at 156 right now. You should only add maximum of like 100 words in it. So for brief, pretty much, yeah, I remember that now that you're talking about it. Brief to me means like 250, 300 words maximum. What I would say, and it's a critique that you normally get when I read one of your essays, to be honest. All right, I'll talk to you later, Shamira. Is that you need to add more detail to it. You do not use very specific language. You pretty much go, I have a passion for science. Science is cool. You know what's part of science? Pharmacy. So, A, you need to catch your hook, then what you have. So maybe like a quick story or anecdote, what's what an anecdote is if you don't know, about something in science class cool that happened real fast. That could be a good draw in. You also have like the thing where you list all your classes has weird spacing and stuff. I don't know, like I'll change that right now. Like this sentence is just kind of weird, to be honest. Well, yeah, highlight color red that. I would like you to go where it says there's always a method of madness, always a way for thinking. I want to you expand on that. That's a cool sentence. I like how that like adds to your idea of science. I think you should expand on what you mean by that sentence. So like, what do you mean by there's always a way for their thinking? And then one other thing I'm going to tell you is you use I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did this, blah, blah, blah. So you want to vary your writing structure, and to do that, you don't, like, it's your essay, we know you did it. You don't always have to put I find. We know it's you. You're writing the essay. So you put, instead of I find chemistry the most interesting, you can put chemistry has always fascinated me. Because it is you. Or chemistry is fascinating, even just that, because we know it's you. You don't have to put I. That would vary the structure. So I'm going to quickly put things. Expand on the method to madness. Take out some of the I's to vary. We're wrong. Vary the sentences. I spelled sentences. You have no idea how many times I spelled sentences wrong while like posting all these emergency learning plans and going, God, I should be. I'm a 30-year-old man who's a teacher. I should know how to spell sentences. Vary it. Give a story, or I can't spell anecdote right. I'll change it in a second. That is not how you do that. Yeah, there we go. And more why pharmacist. So work on that. I'll keep telling me when you want me to look at it again. Rating my quarantine's been honestly relatively good, as much as it can be. I do like. I think I would always like what I would say reminds me of the worst of it was after spring break, because really the only thing like I dread going back to school after all breaks. You guys do too. And I was like, oh no, how am I gonna get back in the groove of things? And the thing that always, it's gonna sound corny and cheesy, the thing that always makes me feel better going to school is when I see like my coworkers and the kids and I talk to them and we interact and we have fun. I'm like, okay, it's not gonna be that bad. But now you don't get that. So that was the worst part of it. I had some really cool, like I like your passion project was hilarious. I like it. Where you did the tarot card reading. That was a real cool one. Uh, funny, like it's a good topic, fun one too. Uh, you can get all those at if you're into curiosities and stuff. There's a store called Rest in Pieces in Richmond that has tons of tarot sets too, and like taxidermy animals and like beetles and stuff. It's a pretty cool store. But besides that, it's been pretty good. This past 2 weeks, I've been back on the grind. I've either done running or yoga or exercises every day, and I've been eating not like a slob. So I gotta keep that up. Hope you guys are doing well in quarantine too and doing the right things, getting ready for it. Hello, Kaya. Hope you're doing well. For a second, I got confused about who it was. Uh, but then, yeah, Queen Kai's you're always your username for like everything because you put it on my board every day. Like, follow me on Instagram or Snapchat. I have no idea who Eno Does Things is, to be honest. But I don't necessarily like running. I do it. Oh, that makes sense, Aiden, that you would like running. Yeah. Got to get out there, find something to do. My main problem with running is like since it's the winter and I have wrestling season, I take like a 5 month break from running, and it takes me like from when I start running again to like the wrestling season again to be back in the same shape I was, which makes sense. So I'm like dying for the first like a whole week. Last week I was like just dying, running like not far. Yeah, that's one thing, Kai, that I want to try to set up more now that we have like we're not necessarily like cause Mondays. If you guys don't really remember how the emergency learning plan works, uh, like Mondays are for you guys, kind of. It's for you guys. Like it says, I don't even remember exactly what it means now. It says, but it says like get around, move around, get things accomplished, not focus on school. So kind of like they want it to be a productive day that's not a weekend. And they're also using Mondays to words I'm looking for. Mondays for teachers to like make sure they have everything ready for it. Even though again, so you guys see it, I've posted literally everything you have to do. I've had a kid finish it already. So if you finish it, you're donezo. I'll keep commenting and adding comments and feedback. So if you need to improve it, I'll say that. But you guys can work on all the stuff that I've posted so far. One thing I do want to do is try to catch up now that we have this, catch up more with some of my classes. Uh, like, so try to like make some comments about words I'm looking for. Maybe do some like get some zooms in, talk to people, all these things. Uh, so like set more like a Monday morning kind of thing for that. See if we can set it up and figure out the times for it. Considering kids are, even though Claire just said she'd like the lines at 12 because she would get up and talk and like interact. Uh, they don't want me to do lives at 12 anymore. Because you're supposed to do it. I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing it outside of the school time, because this isn't technically my office hours. My office hours are tomorrow from 10:30 to 11:30. Office hours just means I'll be there instantly to get back to you. Uh, like if you message me or something. If not, usually within 24 hours. Uh, this was never my office hours. My office hours were like 9:30 to 11 on A days, which weren't real anyways. So that you got to get used to getting up early, Claire, on your own. You'll have college classes and stuff like that to do. It was not Abby. It was probably my fault it wasn't Abby, to be honest, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think that you guys would like instantly dive into some of you guys into the work that I posted for the seniors. And I got like through when I like this morning I had 3 messages saying the senior data accounts didn't work because I hadn't made them yet. So she was one of them. So I had to make the senior data accounts today, and I did. If you guys want to do that. So now it's actually all ready. So no, Abby wasn't the first one, but she will not be far from the first one probably, knowing her. I always brag about Abby because I remember back in like freshman year, the day she got her AP Euro summer assignment, she started working on it. And that was like one of the most impressive things I've ever seen a kid do. And that was like, wow. But yeah, so just so you guys know, like each grade level, pretty much each grade level of the emergency learning plan stuff is differentiated to what you need. The 9th and 10th grade is pretty much very similar. They're working on Wicker standards, so like writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, reading. They have choice boards for each of that stuff. Then 11th grade, I'm not gonna like. I don't think there's any 11th graders in here. Anyways, I'm not gonna lie. 11th grade has absolutely the most work, and I don't feel bad about it either, to be honest. Because they had to get ready for like college applications and stuff. They're basically doing the end of year project, and which is normal stuff like minus their world letters recommendation next year, but they have to do. Most of them already done the academic resume, so I'm giving them a softball assignment for the first one, since they might have already submitted one. Then they have to do Common App, and then they have to do college essay stuff. But the college essay stuff isn't that bad. I think it shouldn't take them more than 45 to 60 minutes a week. You guys, honestly, I'm worried about one assignment for the seniors, to be honest. It's the week 4 assignment. Might be too complicated, to be honest. I'm trying to like no, the interview project like ended pretty much. Like we were in the middle of the interview project. Some kids turned it in. Lots of kids didn't. I didn't have it in the grade book yet, so I didn't put it in for like the interviewing teacher. So that kind of sucks. It's always fun, I think. But the week 4 for seniors is a college course plan. So like here's the thing why it's only hard if you let it be hard. Because all you have to do is like create like you're creating an example class schedule for college for the first 2 years. But like I said it in the video, and people aren't gonna watch the video and get confused about it. If you literally just Google search like ODU history course plan or any school a major course plan, it will come up. And you can just like look at it and dig into what kind of courses they offer. Like the one I posted an example course plan, like pretty much completely filled out, would be for a TCC liberal arts degree. And all I did was size where it said, I looked at the whole page, read it for the TCC course plan. I've never taken a TCC class for myself ever. I may have taken a history class for someone Like I just looked at all the things, plugged in to my thing, what I need to take, and added up my courses. It's I try to put the least amount into it because one thing that's going to happen in college classes, and anyone can is listening can hear this because it's going to be true for you guys too. Your advisor might suck and might not know what they're doing. What's up, Ryan? When I was in college, my advisor kind of sucked, and I'd ask them questions and they'd give me wrong answers. Like I asked my freshman year, I was put in geology as my science. Like you have to take like we had a curriculum for liberal education at Tech. I was put into geology, and then you had to take 2 science classes. So next semester I took biology 101, the first level biology. And then when I went and filled out my DARS report, which at Tech is basically like the report you look at to see if you're on track to graduate. I did that my junior year because when you're supposed to do it. It said didn't have my science credit because they had to be consecutive. So I went back to my advisor. You told me to have to get schedules. She's like, well, it does. So I had to like last minute take biology 102, not remembering anything for biology 101. That sucked. So advisors can sometimes suck. So you gotta be able to look at the information. Like it's all there in the course catalog, all these course plans. Everything's there for you as long as you read it. It might be a lot of reading, but it's good to get in that habit now to understand what you're looking for. Besides that, seniors, honestly, the first week is financial aid reflection, which is basically you looking at financial aid stuff. Give you tons of resources in the resources folder if you're confused about stuff or just ask me questions about it. Second week is Avid Senior Data, which is not hard. Third week is the college landing plan. So basically it's a to-do list for the things you need to do between now and college. Lots of schools also offer a freshman checklist. So if you put like TCC, freshman checklist into Google, it'll pop up and you compare, contrast, and edit the template I gave you. And then fifth week's kind of a reflection on high school thing since it's the last assignment you will ever do for me for Avid. So that's all there. That's all ready. We'll see how it goes. Theoretically, they were supposed to be choice boards, but I didn't do that. Because I think these things are necessary. And standards. That and none of the assignments I gave were like super complicated craziness. Let's see who just sent me an email. Ah, yes. So, a few more things about the emergency learning plan as things come out. Kind of, Claire. So here is the thing about that. So, because I was about to cover some of these things. For the emergency learning plan, teachers are allowed to use, so like if I have a Wicker standard, so like I'm using for let's say for 9th and 10th grade. For 9th and 10th grade, I'm using writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization reading as their standards. So if I think that this work could work for something in the third 9 weeks, I could change the student's grade using this work. But I have to do that by March 29th. So after March 29th, grades are kind of set. However, all of this stuff for the emergency learning plan is they're actually sending out stuff with more bite now because I guess they got some pushback saying like I don't think kids are going to do all this stuff because it just says all the kids see is not graded. Not graded doesn't mean not necessary because they're basically saying if you don't do it, you might not get the credit for the class. We'll see how that works, but especially they're saying verified credit. So like for seniors, it's not as big of a deal for some of you guys. Some of you guys still need some verified credits. But like for freshmen, sophomore, juniors, they're saying if you don't do these immersive learning plan things, if it's a class that needs a verified credit, you're not getting that verified credit. And they're also like there's talk about what might happen if the kids don't do it, and there's even talk about putting them in remedial things over the summer if possible, or in the fall to make sure that. So like I would just cause like really the immersive learning plan is designed around flexibility for students and teachers, and most of the assignments shouldn't be too difficult. I think. Uh, I literally joked with Mr. Matthew Brown earlier today because he had an email from two kids already saying it's too hard because I think lots of kids are seeing choice boards and like going, oh, I have to do all of this instead of reading. Choose one of these assignments to do for one thing. So let's put it this way: middle school or lots of high school kids have 6 classes. If you have 6 classes, 5 assignments pretty much per class, you do one per day for 30 days. You have everything done by May 29th. You're done. So you have to do one thing a day technically to be done for the whole year by the time period. Just one thing a day. Yeah, pick one from the two or a choice board is kind of what we were supposed to do. I didn't do that for the 11th and 12th graders, I'm not going to lie. There's some choice, like for your week 5, you have a choice if you want to write to the rising freshmen or rising seniors. But yeah, I'm glad you like that my thing is organized. Again, I'm an avid teacher. I also preach you guys having organized Google Drives and all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad you like it's organized. Try to make it as easy as possible to follow. Though this is not how homeschooling is, because usually homeschooling is here's a Bible, read that. That's your only option. I don't like homeschooling, and I will say it every day of the week. Unless you are a certified teacher, you should not be homeschooling your kids. It's that simple. This is what Virtual Virginia's like, I think. I don't really know. I've never taken a Virtual Virginia class. I've seen some kids do it. Virtual Virginia is where you take some of your classes online. Yeah, I'm not super surprised by that, Claire. One thing I always tell kids 100% of the time is that the difference between students and teachers is age only. You have some super organized kids and some super unorganized kids, and some kids who know how to use Schoology and some kids who don't know how to use Schoology. My best suggestion is always for you guys to attract, like I always say to kids, you attract more bees with honey than vinegar, is to send a nicely worded message saying, I'm having a little trouble understanding the organization system of Schoology. Would you mind numbering or labeling what I'm supposed to do in order to help me tackle it as soon as possible? I want to be as efficient as possible completing all your wonderful work. Maybe don't put wonderful. That kind of sounded a little sarcastic at the end there. All of the work. And that will say, oh, maybe I should do this. Or like if they like another thing, like I always tell kids to do, is if you like something a teacher does, especially if it's something they don't do often, and they're like, oh man, I really liked it when you did it this way. Because then like, oh, maybe I should do it that way more often. So like if like let's say this, because this is a common thing that happens, they're a very lecture-based teacher, and one time they do an assignment that's not lecture-based, and you're like sick. Say, Mr. or Mrs. this or that, I love this assignment. Can we keep doing assignments like that? I'm like, oh man, positive feedback like that. teachers respond to that stuff too. Anybody responds to that. FYI, if you work that way, uh, like people respond to positive reinforcement better than going, "This sucks." If you say you like something, you're more likely to do it again. So, like, if your friend uh, brings you coffee and you say, "Thank you so much for bringing me coffee. That was a wonderful thing for you to do." They might do it more often than if they bring in coffee. One time you're like, "Why the hell didn't you bring me coffee? Rude." Uh, you know, stuff like that. It's always about work, finding out how to people best respond. People always respond better when you deal with them positively and say and give them corrections or suggestions, saying you're doing well, but you could do this better. That's what constructive criticism is all about in life in general. Just FYI, if I wrote like a kid gave me an essay and I just wrote "this sucks" on it, try again, they probably just give up. If I say I like what's going on here, but you need to do this, this, and this, they're more likely to do it. It's called dealing with people. Some people can do it, some people can't. Speaking of that, I need to check my Virginia natural gas bill because they canceled my natural gas, but my gas didn't go off, so I don't know what's going on with that. But I was very nice to the person, so I think he did his job. I wasn't, as the kids say, a quote unquote, never be a quote unquote Karen. Uh, I hate that stuff when they just yell for managers and stuff like that. It's not a good look, and most of the time, you don't really get what you want. Don't be a Karen. 100% Ryan. Just do your like, dang, 100%, flat out, real facts. You do the work, you're good to go, no problems. Love that. 100%. You do your stuff, you're good to go. The end. You're in the next year. And your stuff's great. One second, I always have to. I preface this by saying, I put literally, I'm eating my lunch. I put literally like half a bottle of sriracha sauce all over all my vegetables whenever I eat them because I'm a terrible person. So if you hear it, like, so that's basically, I would say, just talk about how you are confused about the order of your assignments. And would it be possible to either have them numbered in the order you should do them, or if there's a way that it could be organized by week even? Because I think that was what was told to us, is that we were supposed to put them in folder by week. That's why I did them. I put them in folder by week, and then I try to put them in the order I wanted you to do them with the assignment at the end. I'm pretty sure they told us to put us in folders by weeks. So I would say either number them or label them or put them in folders. Thank you for all your help. I can't wait to get my assignments completed and finish the year of a row. Stuff like that. Yeah, they're still kind of avoiding that topic of graduation. I mean, they're avoiding it so that they don't have to be crushing it instantly. Then asking me to label by number so you can follow along better would be best, Claire. I'll tell you right now, I'm almost 100% positive you will not have graduation on June 13th. Due to the fact that the order goes out, stay at home goes out on June 10th, and we have to go back slowly, so they won't allow a giant crowd in that time period. I'm not sure exactly when they're looking at new dates for the summer to do it. So looking at new dates right now, and they're still not sure if they're going to do virtual or in person, but I know they are looking at examining it, seeing what they could do about it, if they can't, if they are going to reschedule, when they would reschedule it, stuff like that. So they are working on it, obviously, because really, you only have it's the 28th. The real stuff only goes to the 29th. So you guys really have like a month left of school. You have like 20 school days left, to be honest. Oh, 100%. There is cap and gown stuff is out. Miss George sent out an email uh, with all the stuff she sent to teachers, not teachers, parents, about the emergency learning plan. Yeah. So if you want to pick up your cap and gowns and graduation announcements, it'll be Friday, May 15th, so like 3 weeks from now. Yeah. Uh, you can order them by Wednesday, May 13th, and pick them up on May 15th. So by the Wednesday of that week. Uh, it's by gender and last name. So if you're a girl with the last name A through M, you pick it up from 12 to 12:45. A girl from N to Z, 12:45 to 1:30. Boys A to M, 1:30 to 2:15. And boys with N to Z, 2:15 to 3 p.m. There'll also be makeup dates, and they're probably just doing this for bulk at the end. They'll figure it out after that. I gotta be 100% honest here, Claire. I don't know what I said about 20 and why you did that, to be honest. What do you mean by 20? And no. Oh, 20. Yeah, that's what I said. Uh, I mean, technically, like, let's do a full count. Actually, it's kind of might be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Dang, I'm good. It is 20 days. Technically 19 if you don't count today. From now till May 29th. Technically, school still goes in session until June 5th. But whatever. June 5th, that last week, I guess, is just for kids to make up any work. Yeah. And then just put a thank you for all your help. That'd be a good thing to send. That should work fine. Yeah, that should be good to go. I'm now looking at the remind thing you sent me for probably from Midge. Yeah, that's the exact thing I was just talking about. That place is right by Mount Trashmore. And as that, they should have everything ready for you as long as you order it by May 13th. For that. They'll also say, I don't know when they say yearbooks, we don't know yet. If you want to pick up items at school, you have to contact Miss George to set up a time to get it. So my videos are me going through the presentations I give you. So like I made Google Slides presentations, and in Loom I just recorded over them for a few things, but like you guys are especially special, your senior class, because like I went and like showed you guys on like TCC's page where some of the stuff is. So like that's not actually in the slideshow, so I went to my screen and like showed you guys where stuff is. So the videos help explain it. I will say the videos for like the freshmen and sophomores aren't like you could probably almost 100% do the assignments without watching my videos. They just kind of explain what they are, your options for my freshman and sophomore. Your videos might matter slightly more. Uh, Mainly for like week 2, week 1. If you're confused about the term still, I would say in week 1 the most useful thing is the articles and the resources folder. And then the reflection is based on your own participation in financial aid process. Week 2, there is a folder in the resources that kind of that labels the process, but I also show you it. Yeah, the videos show you what assignments do. Week 3, the college landing plan, I go through and explain it. I go into the college landing plan and show you what it is, and I show you on like ODU's website where their freshman checklist is and stuff like that. Week 4, I go through what I'm explaining for the course plan, and I show you on TCC's website, and I think ODU's and JMU's website where they have the courses listed. And the last week is just me explaining what it is real fast because it's not one. It's basically a reflection where you write a letter to an upcoming freshman or do a video for an upcoming senior about what you did, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like to be honest, like if you're going to ODU or TCC, my assignments I posted are so easy because ODU and TCC do a really good job with a freshman checklist and course plans. And if you just like Google search ODU, like chemistry or TCC sciences, it's not hard. It's like they have a freshman checklist, they have a course plan. It's very easy if you're going to those two schools. The one that kind of sucks, to be honest, is Tex isn't very good. Maybe that's why my advisor sucked too. I didn't even check EVAs, I'm not gonna lie. But Tex wasn't very good. Tex has like here are the classes you can choose from your major, and then they have like the curriculum of liberal education, which is like when you gotta take core classes in college. Waitlist active means you're still on the wait list and that you haven't taken yourself off from it and you haven't been removed from the wait list. So at a certain point for waitlisted kids, either they tell you you're in or they just say waitlist is over. So they're like I don't like it's such a weird time right now for colleges. And we're about to see what's going on with them. Like Radford just announced that they're going to be back on campus. They said they're opening up starting August 3rd. They released that today. I haven't heard many other schools say anything about it. So Radford's one of the first ones I've seen talk about it. Besides, Liberty, who just like tried not to cancel, then got crap talked by the governor for that. It usually happens by June. I had a student who was waitlisted at Tech, and she got in like 2 weeks before graduation. She's like, "No, I'm going to ODU still." I had a friend in high school who got waitlisted to JMU, and she ended up going to Radford still, even though she got into JMU. Because at that point, I mean, there's also like financial aid implications and stuff like that of it as well. So, waitlist sometimes has its issues. And I will say both those people who I'm talking about, the one from my high school went to Radford, loved Radford. Hilarious. She had such a great time there. That was very funny. She's like, I will never be a sorority girl my entire life. 2 months in, joins a sorority. And the student who went to ODU loves ODU. So that's all going on. It's not great, but it's okay. Dude, same. I would never be in a fraternity. I don't want to pay that at all. Though, like, it's funny seeing the different uh, people who are super into. See you later, Ryan. Have fun. Who are super into fraternities. Like I had, like, because you call it, like, frats and stuff like that. There was another RA who's like, it's not a frat, it's a fraternity. We're a social brotherhood. I'm like, all right, bro. Whatever you gotta tell yourself. Also, something reminded me. If you guys don't remember, Mother's Day is coming up very soon. So, just think about that. I don't know why Kappa changes that, but okay. Whatever happens, happens. Oof. All right. I got some great tabs open right now. Looking up David Bronner from Dr. Bronner Soap. You like? Did Altman not respond, or did you never contact Altman? There's a big difference between that. Altman, I will tell you right now, is very understanding of stuff in general. So, like, he won't care if you contact him now about stuff. To be honest, he might like he is very, very, very laid back. The only thing that reason why he might not be as laid back as normal, who knows? Maybe he will be. Uh, he had like right before we left, months before we left, he had a baby. So he, depending on how well that baby sleeps, might not be as laid back as normal. But he's a pretty laid back guy. I don't know exactly what his hours are, to BH. I know he has office hours, but I'm not sure of what they are. One thing to think about, though. There you go. Yep, to May 29th. Wow. You got lots of time. I was also just currently clicking on the scholarship group to look at it. I will say the Ruritan scholarship one might be a good one to apply for. I can't remember who gets that normally. Yeah, Ruritan one might be a decent one. It's very similar to like the whatever the leadership workshop scholarships call that lady name. I can't remember because it's due at like community service and stuff like that. Huh. The Ruritan Club is due 2 days. Never mind. Oof. So yeah, make sure this one too, the TCC. If you're thinking about TCC, go to these next step sessions. The next one, oh, they all already happened. I remember talking about it a while ago. I'm surprised they already happened that fast. 7 a.m. to about 3 p.m. Okay. That's Altman's hours. Yep, you posted that. Miss Laffler, isn't that she the TCC person? So here's the thing about that number. Like, I have no idea. Like, if it's Google, like, I think you could probably you can try texting it if you want to. I don't. I think it's. What I'm kind of assuming it is, in all honesty, is a Google Voice number. Legitimately, it like. So I think it looks like they might. I'm gonna send you a link right now. That's Altman's page, and you can like send him stuff, a message to that. You can also just email him and respond to, or it looks like that, like they might have given the access counselors phones or something, to be honest. And it says text or call, so you can't text that number to contact him. So you should be able to text Mr. Altman that number as well. There's also a link, which I don't know what this is, the Last Dollar Scholarship. It looks like this could be a good one. They're moving lots of stuff online. Yeah, teachers, they're posting actual work. That's kind of good to hear, to be honest. Lots of teachers kind of posted busy work during the continuity of learning, because when we first left, it was said we were closing for 2 weeks. And we're like, all right, we'll see how that works. And they said we had to post assignments, but we can't post new learning, so it has to be just review stuff. So lots of it was like busy work review. It looks like I don't like. It looks like the one that's on the paper, just like listed differently. Some of them at least. And like some of them are very specific, like. So like for an access being the odd scholarship for a senior Southampton Roads High School. You're in Southampton Roads. Southampton Roads, the access scholarship. Southampton Roads. You don't go to Northampton High School, so you can't do this Baton Education one. You don't go to Lake Taylor. Southampton Roads, we're good. Lansdowne, not good. Suffolk High School, nope. Portsmouth, nope. So some of these you have to look through it. Is a graduate senior attending Virginia Wesleyan or ODU? Just those choices. So different ones, different places. Well, originally the schools were closed for 2 weeks, and then the governor announced pretty much after that they were closed for the rest of the year. What was it, like 2 or 3 weeks after that? I don't remember. Everything's a blur now. One of the bummers about is there's no access field trip anymore either, where like they go to the TED concert and have a party style. There's access advisors at middle schools. Huh? Didn't know that. It also looks like it's been restructured on the access that Dylan, Mr. Altman. Uh, it looks like Altman is the full-time Kempsville one now. He didn't tell me that. That's cool. He lists someone else for Cox High School now. That's a cool thing. That means Kempsville is a full-time access advisor in the future. That's nice. So lots of schools have full-time. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, this way is the one for all the middle schools who have it. That sounds awful. Oh yeah, well you guys can do the OL student exchange still. You just have to do it on Zoom. You go to their classes on Zoom, they come to your classes on Zoom. It's fine. Yeah, some teachers are like trying to do more like the Zoom and Vanessa thing you said are trying to do. Like my friend at Bayside did a Hangout, uh, Google Hangout, and he's like, none of my kids came. I'm like, yeah, because your class was the 8:30 to 10:30 time field, so they're not awake. That's why asynchronous learning was kind of mentioned. Yeah, it is kind of weird to put strangers in Zoom meetings. That's kind of why they have the whole waiting room now and all that kind of stuff. But if it's like an approved student exchange, it would be different. But I almost guarantee they wouldn't do that right now, to be honest. With all the other things going on, they're busy with other things than student exchanges. All right, well, it is 4 p.m. I got to, yeah, exactly. Got to get stuff done. Got to figure things out. I need to post the grades into the grade book. I will see you on Thursday. So like you have to put like so like before I go off, grades. The grades were due for a third 9 weeks, but we still have to put the assignments into Schoology and say whether you did them or not. So like it's not a like actual grade. It is like says so like it would say Wicker standard right here. Writing choice board. This is the standard it has in the grade book, and you put the assignment in there and say whether or not they did it or not. So it's not an actual grade, but it's tracking whether you did the stuff. So don't worry about that. All right. Now I'm gonna go probably. So I'll wait, see if you have any last minute question on that. If not, I'm going to go get stuff done.